Good evening, brothers and sisters. Hope and pray that you've had a good day and that your week has been going well so far. This is Wednesday night, so it's another WOW edition, Wisdom on Wednesdays. And tonight we're going to be in Proverbs chapter 6 as we continue our study through the book of Proverbs and trying to gain wisdom as we go through this summer, as we go through this pandemic, as we go through life in general. I was actually talking to somebody earlier today about, as we grow older, how we are supposed to grow wiser as we grow older. And hopefully that is the case with all of us, especially those of us that are Christians, that we are continually searching for the Lord's way, that we are growing in faith and in spirit and in knowledge of His Word, in His ways, and trying to be a better disciple of Christ and to follow His lead, follow His example. Tonight, as we look at Proverbs chapter 6, we're going to be looking at Proverbs 6 verses 12 through 19, so that's not a lot of verses. But I think there's some interesting things for us to talk about, to look at, to study about, maybe to apply to our lives as well. Okay, as we've been talking about, it seems like that the proverb writer, Solomon, has been writing and talking to his son quite a bit. And as we talked about last week, especially here in chapter 6, maybe here is some practical warnings, here's some practical advice that he is giving to his son as he continues to mature, as he continues to get older, and God willing to get wiser. And so for that of us as well, let's begin in verse 12. It says this: a worthless person, a wicked man, goes about with crooked speech. Okay, here we're talking about as the Bible describes him, a worthless person or a wicked man. Some versions might even say a scoundrel. I think I even saw one version say riffraff. I don't know if we say riffraff a whole lot anymore, but it's a fun word to say. So we can say that. So riffraff, you're saying it right now, aren't you? Yeah, I knew it. But a worthless person, a wicked man, what makes a person worthless? I think a worthless person is a fool, is one that is not following the ways of God, that does the opposite of the ways of God. This is something that would make a person worthless. But notice this one detail that makes this person wicked, that makes him worthless, what he does. It says, goes about with crooked speech. I think what that is alluding to is that if someone is telling the truth and someone is straightforward with you, what is their speech? Like I just said, it would be straightforward. Okay, here's what's going on. Here are the facts. Here is the truth of this situation. But an evil person, a worthless person, riffraff, would be someone that uses crooked speech. Okay, maybe we go this way. We're going to go this way with it. We're going to go this way. What is going to make you believe what I want you to believe? Is it going this way or is it going that way? I'm not telling you the truth. I'm not talking straightforward with you. It's crooked speech. But notice the other ways he describes this person. It seems like he's describing this person with nonverbal communication, if you will, nonverbal body language. Okay, let me give you an instance here. Okay, first off, let's read the proverb. Verse 13 says, winks with his eyes, signals with his feet, points with his finger. Okay, the words of our mouth and the words of our body can be in conflict with each other, right? Okay, give you this example. Okay, I could tell you, I love you. I love you so much. Okay? Now, you could be looking at me and hear the words that are coming from my mouth and go, okay, I think you love me. You really care about me and that I can believe what you are saying. Okay? Let's do it differently now. I really love you. Yeah, I love you. I really care about you. Okay, what was my body language saying? Okay, I was saying the same exact words, but my body was telling you something contrary to what my words were saying. Okay, if you were looking at me and hearing my words, you'd go, liar, liar, pants on fire. I don't believe a word that you are saying, because you do not look like you even believe the words that are coming out of your mouth. Okay, so back to the text, verse 13. Okay, what is the worthless person, the wicked person, the riffraff? What do? They go about with crooked speech, but also their body language also lies to you, winks with his eyes. Okay, this is a really good deal that you are making. Okay, what does that mean? Okay, the wink of the eye. I don't know exactly what it means from the text here, from in the ancient world, but maybe that would be something. Signals with his feet, points with his finger. There's something that is going on with his body that is lying to a person. Okay, notice verse 14. With perverted heart, devises evil, continually sowing discord. So what is this person? Well, where's this evil coming from? Well, it's coming from his perverted heart, right? We've talked about the heart before in previous lessons, and what comes from the heart flows from the mouth. Okay, you can really tell about a person by looking at their heart, but they have a perverted heart. They have a heart that is not right, that is not correct, that is not holy, that is not of God. It is perverted. It is not what it is supposed to be. And with this perverted heart, what do? They devise evil, continually sowing discord. So wherever they're going, they're looking to do evil. And what are they looking to do? Not to unify people, especially the people of God, but no, they're sowing discord. They're causing trouble wherever they go. Okay, notice verse 15. Therefore calamity will come upon him suddenly. In a moment he will be broken beyond healing. Okay, what is the end result for a worthless person? For a person of crooked speech, that winks the eyes, that signals with his feet, points with his finger, has a perverted heart, that devises evil and continually sows evil? Calamity. Okay? In a moment, he will be broken beyond healing. What is the end result for all evil? Brokenness. Brokenness beyond healing. So what's the warning for the son here? Don't be that person. Don't be a worthless person. Don't be a wicked man. Don't be someone that has crooked speech and a perverted heart. Don't be that. Now here we get to an interesting section here in Proverbs. All right. As we enter verse 16, I ask you this question. What do you hate? Okay, I'm sure there's something for everybody. There's different things that we hate. Okay, I'm not just talking about dislike, but hate. Okay, when you see that situation or whatever that's coming about, you get that bad taste in your mouth. Your eyes go all right, and you get that bad feeling in the pit of your stomach, and your head's just like, no, no, I don't, nope, don't want it, don't want to see it, don't even want to think about it. All right, that's what we're talking about here, hate. Notice verse 16. There are 6 things that the Lord hates. Okay, this is a Hebrew idiom. I don't think that there are only 6 things that God hates, or as we get to the rest of the verse, 7 things that God hates. This list, absolutely things that God hates. But are there other things that he hates as well? I think so. I think the Bible even speaks of that. But here the proverb writer warns the son. It says there are 6 things that the Lord hates. Doesn't say dislikes, doesn't say I could do with or do without. No, he hates. He finds them detestable. They are an abomination to him. Notice the rest of verse 16. It says 7 that are abomination to him. What are these 6 things? Notice verse 17 with me. Okay. One of the interesting things about this list is there are different parts of the body that are described here. One commentator said that it starts at the top and works its way down through the body. I'm not quite sure that really works atomically with what we see here, but we'll go with it. It's body parts nonetheless. Notice first of all, what does God hate? He hates haughty eyes. Okay, what are haughty eyes? Someone that has an arrogant attitude towards someone else would be haughty eyes. Okay, let's put it this way. Maybe you are, I don't know. You're at the mall or something, and somebody walks by you, and you can tell that they don't like you. Just maybe by the way you're dressed, maybe by the way you're walking, maybe by the way that you're talking, and maybe they just feel like that they are better than you in general. And as you walk by this person goes, okay? I don't know if I do haughty eyes real well, but maybe you get the idea a little bit. Someone that just looks at you and you can tell they just look at you and go, I'm better than you. I don't like you because I'm better than you. Type of thing. So God hates haughty eyes. Notice the second thing, a lying tongue. Okay, what does God hate? Someone that doesn't tell the truth. Someone that prefers lying to somebody than telling what is right, telling what is true, telling what is holy, telling what is of God. Someone that will try to take advantage of other people by using the words, by not telling them the truth, and thus to gain an advantage, if you will, to spread discord, as we talked about with the unworthy person, with the evil person. Okay, notice the third thing in verse 17, and hands that shed innocent blood. Okay, we're not just talking about murder here, but it seems like any kind of violence, if you will. Do you know people that are just violent? That their first thought, the first thing that comes to their head is, I would like to fight. I would like to shed innocent blood. That taste for that innocent blood is there with them. God hates that. That's not of him. That is not what he desires. Notice verse 18 with me. A heart that devises wicked plans. Here we go again. Remember the perverted heart a few verses earlier? Here, God hates a heart that devises wicked plan. That would be a perverted heart. Okay, a heart that is constantly thinking about, okay, what can I do? How can I spread evil? How can I do what is wrong? Okay, we all probably know some people that are like that. Okay, that is not following in the steps of Christ. That is not doing the will of God when we have a heart that is devising wicked plans constantly. Okay, notice the next one. Now we've gone from the eyes to the tongue, to the hands, to the heart, and now to the feet. Feet that make haste to run to evil. Okay, do you know people like this? Do you know people that are constantly trying to run towards evil? They're always running towards that which is wrong, that which is not of God. Oh, there's something evil going on over there. I want to be a part of that. Okay, this is what Solomon is warning against. Don't be like this. God hates that. God doesn't want that. Okay, we've talked about earlier in Proverbs, what does God want? He wants you to walk in a straight path. The proverb writer has warned his son against the adulterous woman, walking the straight path that leads to God and not the crooked path that causes us to stumble. Okay, here we go again. Feet that make haste to run to evil are going to stumble. They're not going to be on that straight path that God desires us to be on. Okay, now notice verse 19. Verse 19 is key here. Okay, Stan Mitchell mentions in his book that the 6 things that God hates, okay, they're working towards a climax, and that climax is reached in verse 19. What do all six of these things have in common that God hates? Okay, here it comes. Okay, in verse 19. All right. A false witness who breathes out lies. So here we go again. Part of the body, the mouth. God hates a false witness who breathes out lies, and one who sows discord among brothers. Okay, so there's the final one. One who sows discord among brothers, or among his community, or among his family, or among his church. All right? This is what God hates. They are abomination to him. But all of these, what do they cause? They cause discord within a family. Okay? Someone that has haughty eyes, someone with a lying tongue, someone that sheds innocent blood, someone that has a heart that devises evil plans, and feet that are running towards evil, and a witness who breathes out lies and speaks lies against other people. What does this cause? It causes discord. This causes things that God doesn't want within a family, a community, within his church. No, he wants unity, and these are things that do not support and encourage unity. No, it's quite the opposite. These things cause chaos. They cause separation. They cause evil. This is not what God desires. Okay, I got a quote for you. This is from Bland's commentary. He says of these things, he says, these sins not only break covenant with Yahweh, but they also disrupt the life of the community. So in other words, these sins, as Brother Bland put it, they don't only cause separation between a person and God, but they also disrupt a family. They disrupt a community. They can even disrupt a church as well. I want to read to you from a different version. This is the Message here, and read these verses to you. I think it's an interesting translation for these verses. Starting in verse 12, it says, riffraff, as we talked about. Riffraff and rascals talk out of both sides of their mouths. They wink at each other, they shuffle their feet, they cross their fingers behind their backs. Their perverse minds are always cooking up something nasty, always stirring up trouble. Catastrophe is just around the corner for them. A total smash up. Their lives ruined beyond repair. All right, now here we get to the things God hates. Verse 16. Here are 6 things God hates, and one more that he loathes with a passion. Eyes that are arrogant, a tongue that lies, hands that murder the innocent, a heart that hatches evil plots, feet that race down a wicked track, a mouth that lies under oath, a troublemaker in the family. Interesting translation, but maybe with some of those it maybe helps us understand a little bit more. And so I think for us, especially those of the church, these are things to warn against. These are things that God hates, and if God hates them, then we don't want them to be a part of our lives. We do not want them to be a part of the church at all. And the opposite, I think, is true of Satan. Well, if God hates them, Satan loves them. This is what Satan wants in the family. This is what Satan wants in a marriage. This is what Satan wants in the church. Why? Because he knows that it will destroy, and that it causes stumbling blocks for people to follow God and to truly be his children. I hope that we can apply these things to our lives, and that we will avoid these things. And whenever we see these things, that we will work to correct them, that we will look for unification within families and within the body of Christ, and not things that cause discord. I hope you have a great week. God willing, we'll see you next week as we continue through chapter 6 here in the book of Proverbs. I hope you're enjoying this study. and I hope it's worthwhile for you. I know it has been for me. God bless, and we'll see you next time.